Hello and welcome to What's Up Gujarat. We haven't discussed the elections so far, and since today is the last day that Pallavi is in Gujarat, I said let me catch her before she heads out. Pallavi, thanks so much. We're looking forward to you coming back. You're looking younger in Gujarat. I don't know why. Is it all the theplas and the fafdas and
Oh God,
whatnot?
rounder. I know. I think I've put on a lot of weight. I've just been eating, and over here, people have a lot of fried stuff. So it's basically the same thing made out of
Yeah.
basin, but they name it differently. So just a little twist, a little tweaking. So there's not much of a difference between a phapra or a khakra or a papdi. But the little pata nahi kya hota hai ki it's called. I don't find the difference between the two of them, but it's very fascinating because it's very basin heavy diet, lots of meat, as we all know.
Huh. And that's the Guju ingenuity, right? The same thing with a twist. And you just repurpose it and make it into a
See,
delicacy and
we
something that you're
Bengalis
always
also
craving.
have a lot of
Oh,
meeta in our food, right? I mean, you know that. I mean, we
mhm,
have a lot of, we add sugar to a lot of our food, but we also have spicy
right.
food. Here, Kathiawadi food is little spicy. So different areas, different kind of a food.
Yeah, I spent the first couple of years, like the first couple of years of my life, I think till the age of 5 or something in Gujarat. So I have a very Guju palate, so to speak. Even today, if you give me something Guju to eat, and it's got a lot of sweet, you're right. That's one other reason why I love
Yeah.
it. I'll just devour it.
Okay, I'll get it for
And
you
I
then.
think it's so easy to be vegetarian, in Gujarat because there's just
So
so many
most of the
options.
hotels and restaurants over here are veg. ऐसा नहीं है कि you don't get non-veg here, you do. But yeah, you're right. It's easier to be veg because and it's I mean even a dhokla has a different version to it, different things it's made out of it. So it's nice. But I don't know. Gujus love eating out. They love eating. Post 4 o'clock, I find them very similar to Bengalis. They have to have that nashta, which is snacks and
Huh.
eating out, chai. So they just love eating out. I found a lot of comparison to Bengal where they love, in Bengal elections, I noticed people used to chai ke stall mein chit chat, discuss politics. Yahan pe bhi they do that. And they're very politically aware. They're not very vocal all the time, but they're very politically aware. They know what they want. What
I
is
love this
Rahul
conversation.
saying? Yeah, Rahul. I'm not.
But he's
Okay,
right.
this
You
time
got
I'm out. Rahul, this time I'm out of the car, not inside. That's so unfair. But I don't know. This
but the
I don't
car
know.
is right behind you. You have some karmic connection with cars.
Yeah, I know. Rahul, how mean. Anyway.
He's right though. Well observed. Even I didn't observe the car. But he's sort of picked up on your backdrop, so to speak. But you're
Another
at
of
the
your
Atal Bridge.
fans of Sunday Club, Advaita. So another of your Sunday Club admirers.
Um, well, but you're the Atal Bridge, and you're very
Yeah.
impressed with it. That's what you were telling
I'm
me
very
before we
impressed
went
with it. I
live.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't show you here, but the way it is thing is fascinating. And actually, not just Atal Bridge. I travel to a lot of Gujarat, and it's very clear policy of Prime Minister. He wants to develop it as a tourist spot, not just the Sabarmati. Even the Sabarmati ashram has been done up so well. So you have the Atal Bridge, then you also have the Sardar
Hmm.
Patel, the Statue of Unity, Kevadia. I know it's very interesting, Agatha, because when you enter that complex, it's a huge picnic spot also. So you have people coming and spending the entire day. And what I really got fascinated
Hmm.
about is that they don't allow cars there without prior permission. So there are those pink auto rickshaws run by women. Okay, so
How
that's
cute.
the
Huh?
idea. Yeah, and they all take digital payment, not cash.
Hmm.
So you just see so much of the Prime Minister's messaging comes from the Statue of Unity. Women empowerment. Though I have a problem with pink auto rickshaws. Why should you have this cliched color for us women? But whatever it is. And
Very, very
digital
woke. Okay.
payment. Yeah. But it's very interesting. And when you move out, even the Somnath Mandir, the Ambaji temple in Banaskantha, and all those areas I saw very much an eye on tourism because what happens is that you get a lot of employment aju baju. So like in
No, I
Somnath,
mean
when
the
I went, people were very happy.
Prime Minister has been visionary about digital payments. I spent 2 months in the US in the summer, and trust me, there were places where you had to have cash with you. But in India, right from the coconut seller, coconut water seller on the road, he'll have his own QR code. So all you need to leave home with is your phone. And it's so convenient. And I'm so spoiled by that because I've always hated carrying a handbag and all of those things. And here, I
No,
mean,
but
this is
Anita,
just
when I
one of
wanted to
the.
pay in cash because I didn't have the phone with me, she was very upset.
Hmm.
आप ऐसे कैसे cash दे सकते हो? आप digital का जमाना है. She's telling me, this lady Kalavati, the one you
Yeah,
were. Then I had to get my phone out. She said, phone हाथ में रखने का ना. हाथ में phone रखो, digital करो. That's the way it is. I think it's a fantastic messaging which went out
yeah.
yesterday.
And I just find it so it's so I just think that the Prime Minister was so visionary because COVID hit. He was going on about digital, 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 and people were like, yeah, okay, maybe we'll do it. Then COVID hit, and my God, that saved our lives in many ways. Was just to be able
Yeah.
to not have to go to the ATM, not pull out money, in those insecure times. So, but that's a whole other topic. But sitting here away from Gujarat. Pallavi, it seems like Gujarat, the election itself seems like it's really boring because I think, the BJP will win again. And I think most people feel that. And we'd love to know what you think because you've actually
Well,
been on the ground.
but yeah, I mean, from someone who's sitting outside of Gujarat, and frankly speaking, before coming over here, I thought like you also, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be very boring. We know what the result is going to be. The
Yeah.
thing about the BJP is that they're ensuring it's not boring because every day there's a change in their stand, every day there's a change in the narrative they want to come across. See, the challenge for the BJP is not just winning. They know they are most probably going to be winning. I would say 99.9%. And here I'm like staking it out and saying they're going to win. The thing is the margin.
Hmm.
Piछle baar they got 99 seats, which is less than 100. I think that bothered the top leadership of the BJP, particularly the Prime Minister. I
Hmm.
mean, in my state, my home state, how can I get less than 100? So their target is
Yeah.
125 to 135 k beach. And that's why the Prime Minister is focusing on that Saurashtra belt, which has been what gave Congress that edge last time round. This time also it's interesting
Hmm.
because you have Aam Aadmi Party, but when I came here 21 days back, I saw AAP on the ground. 21 days later, the same area I go back, somehow they shifted their attention to MCD and the steam is lost. The only areas where I see up there is
Hmm.
also with where the Congress is there, and especially the minority areas, which has been the Congress's vote bank,
Hmm.
but this time Owaisi plus up. They're going to make a massive dent.
Hmm.
In fact, in some Muslim areas, they were telling me, like in Baruch and all, they told me, like, we are very upset with the Congress party. हम उनको वोट नहीं देंगे. हम आपके अल्टरनेटिव ढूंढ रहे हैं, हम किसी और को वोट देंगे, which is the AAP. So it'll be interesting
Hmm.
to see how much Congress wins. As a Congress leader told me, हमें 60 to 65 मिल जाएंगे. But the point is that if the Congress is going to get these kind of numbers, it's not going to be because of the party or the party's campaign. It is because of the candidates' के own campaign. अपना goodwill,
But why
अपना
are
campaign.
why do you feel the Muslim voters, some of the Muslim voters are upset with the Congress?
Because they feel that they actually say this कि हमें वोट बैंक की तरह इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. In fact, the younger educated,
Hmm.
especially the women Muslim voters, they are with
Hmm.
the BJP. This is one thing I found. I mean, young women, regardless of the community they're belonging to, they're very gung ho about the BJP. I mean, in Bihar and UP pockets, results of the statistics came out. It showed that many of the women voters of Muslims areas, they had actually ended up voting for the BJP. The Gujarat में ये देखना पड़ेगा because the Prime Minister
Yeah,
is
yeah.
massively wooing women. I mean, I did a program on it also, but I actually found such
You mean
enterprising
the
women.
Prime Minister is massively wooing women voters?
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll be
That's
trolled for this. Yeah. He's
that's
massively
clarifying.
wooing
Yeah,
women. Massively wooing.
yeah.
Oh God. Thank God we don't have
Oh
Abhijit
God,
and Sandeep Ghosh on this show. Then
I
we'll.
know.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, I mean, he is because he understands that, first of all, the women voters have increased by at least 5%. They can become the swing factor. And that's another thing, stagnant Muslim voters dominate areas. Okay. And Nikhil
yeah,
has a
that's
valid
true.
point. But I was just trying to make the point about how the
Hmm.
minorities also are shifting. But yeah, so their calculation is let's try and breach the Saurashtra belt, which is why the Prime Minister's maximum rallies have been in this area. He's trying to give everything to everyone and hoping to make a dent into a Congress, performance last time round. But the thing is that this time even AAP is concentrating rural areas, tribal areas, minority areas. So
Hmm.
that gives rise to this whole perception that AAP is actually going to be a spoiler for the Congress party more than for the BJP.
They've usually been that. But I find it interesting that you've seen actually in the last 21 days, the AAP shift its focus from Gujarat back to MCD.
Yeah, because I think they feel that they have more chances in the MCD and less in Gujarat. And also, MCD is Delhi, right? And that's where they have the government. How will you explain a poor performance there? In Gujarat, they can always get away by saying कि देखो बीजेपी के पास ये था, बीजेपी के पास machinery था, they misuse the EVM. That's what they're going to say. And we're a new party and we increase our vote share. Because I think they're also going to be looking at increasing the vote share. So if the vote share also increase, they'll think that job is done.
Hmm.
See, the point is that whether like in Goa, where they won two seats, in Gujarat,
Yeah.
they're starting from the scratch. So even if they win
Hmm.
one seat, it is going to be seen as a huge move up or leg up for them. So
Yeah,
therefore, I
true.
think, yeah, the challenge for them will be in MCD because how will you explain कि दिल्ली में तो आपकी सरकार है and you're not able to gain control of the MCD?
Hmm, hmm, hmm. And so in that way, the BJP, sort of strategy of really going heavy at the MCD elections, like they're going all guns blazing. In fact, Kiran Rijiju, the law minister, also posted a photograph of him campaigning with a lady called Srimati, I think Rashmi Tokas. So I just wanted to clarify, is she a relative? Because if she is, then we'll of course endorse her and plug her.
Unfair. This is the Abhijit Iyer influence and Sandeep Ghosh's influence even in absence. But see, again in MCD, I mean, people will dismiss it
But
off as a municipal election. No, no, no. Those
yeah.
two characters, they take advantage of your silence on Twitter very often, Advaita, and they talk nonsense like Suhail. Clearly, they are missing Sunday Club. So every time they miss Sunday Club, because they are men, they cannot admit it. So they have these personal attacks on you.
I know. But listen, but tell me something. So I feel that, do you think it was part of BJP strategy also to go full guns blazing on MCD? I mean, they do it with all elections, but this time around, they were doing the posters. They were like really going high, doing the press conferences, doing the stings of tickets being sold, really going all in. As a result, AAP has pretty much said, okay, thank you, Gujarat, but we'll be back another time.
But I also think that BJP is not going to make that mistake. I mean, of underestimating the Aam Aadmi Party. Look, everyone calls up the B team of the
Hmm.
BJP. BJP is not going to fall for that because they do understand what happens with even a B team or a Z team of your own party. And initially, it helps to cut the anti-BJP votes, but that may end up damaging you later. I mean, we saw that happening in Punjab. We saw that happening in Bengal at one point of time. So I think the BJP will not make that mistake of underestimating AAP, and they like to win
Hmm.
elections. And why not? I mean, in politics, you are supposed to want to win. Whether you win or not, that's a different thing. But you obviously want to win, and that is the BJP's game plan. So in the defeat for the AAP in MCD, there are several messages which the BJP would want to send out. One, of course, is that look at AAP; they dared to move out of Delhi. गुजरात में कुछ भी नहीं हो पाया. They've made a mess of Punjab, and look, they're making a mess of Delhi. And second thing is in Delhi also, the BJP is nowhere, right? I mean, apart from the MPs that they have from there, they have no one in the Delhi government assembly as such. So they also need to bounce back over there. So they have to see to it that AAP does not do well in the MCD. Plus, the pitch has been all about corruption. Now, if the AAP
Hmm.
wins in the MCD elections, then you know what AAP will tom and say, देखो आपने सत्येंद्र जैन को बलि का बकरा बनाया. Every day you used to
Of
get these
course,
videos
yeah.
leaked out. That is also a huge tension, I would say, for the BJP.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. No, absolutely. And we've not discussed the Congress as yet, so good time to start talking about the Congress. What do you think? Are they even in the game? And they're so invested in the Bharat Jodo Yatra and resurrecting Rahul Gandhi that in the two states where elections are due and where they are the principal opposition, they don't seem to be putting in that effort.
I mean, Rahul Gandhi did one rally, two actually, in Surat and in Rajkot. He began with the Bharat Jodo Yatra, he ended with the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And then
Hmm.
he goes on to attack the corporate sector. Now, Advaita, I just didn't understand the kind of policy or the kind of campaign which Rahul Gandhi was doing over here because every third person works in the corporate sector he was trying to attack. Every third person in Gujarat. तो उनके लिए तो रोजी रोटी वहां से आता है. So they don't understand why is Rahul Gandhi attacking them. वो तो हमारे पेट पे लात मार रहा है. That's one. So that doesn't resonate so much. The second thing is he kept on talking about the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which people didn't even understand what it was all about. because the Bharat Jodo Yatra has not even gone through Gujarat. So it was like he had come here to campaign for the Bharat Jodo Yatra rather than for his party. In fact, today also, when Mallikarjun Kharge was doing his press conference at the Congress headquarters, and I was very much there, over there also he kept on talking about Rahul ji and Bharat Jodo Yatra. हम उनको संगठन को मजबूत करना चाहते हैं, हम लोग यात्रा को मजबूत करना चाहते हैं. And as I told you, a Congress leader told me कि अगर the Congress candidates do well, it is because उन लोग अपने बलबूते पे, पार्टी ने कुछ नहीं किया. Because it's been top
That's been
heavy.
happening
There's
for
so
a
many.
while. That's been happening for a while, hasn't it, Pallavi? I mean, it's basically everyone's a startup, like a self-startup in the Congress at this present time.
Absolutely. अरे अपने धुन में मग है. उनको कोई, in fact,
Hmm.
I mean, I was in Rajkot and all these areas. I found the Congress leaders campaigning. वहाँ पे ना राहुल गांधी का पोस्टर है, ना खड़गे का पोस्टर है. उनको किसी भी चीज से मतलब नहीं है. In fact, couple of party workers that they were visibly irritated that राहुल गांधी is coming to राजकोट, हमारा टाइम बर्बाद हो रहा है, हमें वहां पे जाके सेटअप करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, 5-6 घंटे. That's why one of the party workers were telling me कि भाई मैडम हमारा 6 घंटे बर्बाद हो गए, वो तो हम कैंपेनिंग में लगा लेते. वैसे भी मुश्किल इलेक्शन है. Yeah, that's actually, I'm not joking, they really did say that to me. So if they win, it
Hmm.
is despite the Congress. Second thing is, today all Congress leaders were very much there at the press conference. There was Ashok Gehlot, Supriya Sinha, then Pawan Khera, and all of them were very much there. But this is the problem. I mean, the backroom people are becoming heavier and heavier. How many of them are actually going out and campaigning for them? I mean, apart from Ashok Gehlot and Mallikarjun Kharge, of course, he speaks damn well. He spoke very well. He's there. Otherwise, if you just step back and look at the Congress, it looks like the focus is more on the yatra, definitely, and less on the campaigning.
Yeah, and how are they feeling about, these kind of videos coming out where he's doing some sort of, I don't know what he was doing. I believe it's some kind of martial art or something to absorb
हाँ
energy
वो
and
मुझे समझ में नहीं
deflect
आया, but
energy.
someone was
So,
explaining that this is what a kaido he does, na? So where you transmute
yeah.
energy. But वो सब चीज,
Hmm.
but see, some of these videos are so trolling, troll worthy. You are trolled,
Yeah.
and the purpose and
Yeah,
the
I think
intention, maybe he had a good intention, it was lost.
yeah, I think we have to discuss that. I mean, I think the Bharat Jodo Yatra is frankly becoming really frivolous, and that's sad because it does take an effort to walk all those kilometers, and no one wants to take away from that effort. But just the messaging out of it is just leading to such frivolity, and maybe it's fun, but I don't think
No,
it
but he's
helps
getting
taking
good traction. He's getting the crowds. It
yeah.
also shows that if the Congress wants, it can mobilize. But you're right. I mean,
No.
pictures of photographs with bachas and pulling their cheeks, pulling each other, laughing and joking. It takes away the seriousness of the yatra, the purpose it's trying to fulfill.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think I mean, it's not hard to kind of gather a crowd when you're sort of bringing celebrities on and you're walking through. And I mean, the curiosity of it
Are
is, I mean,
Advaita, I'm
frankly,
telling you,
if
the
it went,
Congress
I'll tell
workers
you,
were
Pallavi,
so
if
upset.
it went through Gurgaon, if it went through Gurgaon or Dehradun or somewhere where I was, I think I would myself go and take a look in person about
Why?
what's going
You'll
on.
be a part of the yatra or you would watch the yatra?
No, no,
You
I'd
would be
go to
told.
observe. I'd go to like, yeah, go and
Yeah.
listen and like, what's the vibe and what are people saying? So I'm just saying, it's not so, maybe some of it is mobilization. I mean, of course there is that, but there's also huge curiosity levels, right? Because
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
one
mean,
is,
everyone was
from just an
people who
experience
turned up
point
there
of view,
need
there's
not
a,
end up voting for the Congress party. No? They are just coming
exactly
to
my
have
point.
a
Yeah,
look at Rahul Gandhi. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So,
See, I just to give a
so
quick
yeah.
example of that because I remember right in the middle of the Gujarat campaign, you had Medha Patkar being a part of Rahul Gandhi's yatra.
Hmm,
Now, Medha Patkar over here is seen as someone who stopped the Narmada Dam, right? And which
correct.
the BJP is building up as something which is going to help in development, solving the water problems. Now, bang in the middle of this, Congress workers were telling me that in Rajkot that this is something he could have avoided. He should not have had that yatra where he gets Medha Patkar because this is going to give an ammunition to the BJP even in those areas in the Saurashtra belt where we have an advantage still over the BJP.
Hmm. No, but today she did make some sort of statement, right? That I we're just
I'm not
there
in
for
politics. Some
to
damage
lend
control, yeah.
support and not, yeah, she tried to like back off from it, but I think it's too late anyway on that front. RG seems to be heading more and more towards the Marxist way of life, and I don't know how that good that's going to be for his politics, but then we all know how smart he is about his politics. So Anyway, moving on. So where do you think they're going to land in terms of numbers in Gujarat?
The Congress, I don't know. I'm not very positive about it. But I mean, आज खड़गे kept on telling us in the press conference कि हम लोग बड़े चुपचाप काम कर रहे हैं, हमारे लिए silent voters है. I don't know. I'm not seeing that. But I think AAP is going to
Hmm.
damage the Congress party to a certain extent. Well, Congress hopes of getting around 60 seats. I would put it at around 30 to 35. I mean, I may be wrong, because I haven't been to all the areas. Some of the candidates are pretty strong, actually. Some of the candidates are pretty strong, running a good campaign, a personal campaign, personal goodwill. काम किया है उन लोगों ने अपने अपने एरिया में. At the end of the day, people also see कि वो इस एमएलए ने मेरे यहाँ पे रोड बना दिया, उसने पानी ला दिया. So that could work for the Congress party. I would say 30-35, but Congress of course is saying 60-65.
And I've been watching Shah's speeches as well, and I almost feel like he's going a little soft on the Congress, you know,
No, but the
and being a
BJP
little,
wants the Congress to
you know,
fight.
yeah, yeah, because even the Prime Minister
Actually,
said, the Congress is slightly working. It's like they are doing more to project the Congress in this Gujarat election than the Congress itself is doing. By the top two leaders of the BJP kind of, saying principal opposition party, they're working silently, and the Congress
no,
doesn't seem to be doing that for
that's what
itself.
the Congress leaders are also saying. The Congress leaders are also saying कि हमारे लिए तो the Prime Minister is only campaigning. हम खुद क्या करें campaign अपने लिए?
I mean, it's actually like, it's there between the lines because they're saying that, look, pick up pace. I don't think the Congress realizes the existential crisis it's in, which are nipping at its heels, really.
And I mean, I gave it a reason now where the BJP would also want the Aam Aadmi Party to actually not do so well, and they would actually want the Congress Party to step out, campaign. And the more you attack, and if you look at even the Prime Minister's speech yesterday in Khera, I don't know if you heard that, but even the Prime Minister's speech in
No, I
Khera
didn't get
yesterday,
a
he never
chance.
named up. He never named up. He named Congress. He did not name up, but he only said कुछ नई नई पार्टियां आजकल आ रही हैं, and वो लोग आजकल जल्दबाजी में शॉर्टकट लेना चाहते हैं. He, but at every rally, now they're going on attacking Congress. They're going on attacking Rahul Gandhi. They're going on talking about that Narmada Yatra, the Narmada Puja he did in Omkareshwar and all of that. So the reason is very simple. They want the Congress to be very much India narrative. And in comparison to AAP, I really think Congress is a better opposition because they are lazy, they tend to get complacent very soon, and they're not hungry, hungry to win elections. They're just, हाँ हो गया
Hmm.
तो हो गया, नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ. Especially in Gujarat, नहीं हुआ मुझे ज़्यादा दिखता है.
Hmm.
But it's like that with the Congress. So they are a safer, in a sense, opposition.
Yeah, especially when you see what's happening in Punjab and those Khalistani elements, and I mean, we see it on TV, and those kind of characters roaming around, people getting killed in broad daylight. It's all a little chaotic there and dangerous too. So I think that's also not a very good feeling, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Pallavi, okay, I think we may have. Oh, yeah, there. Oh, great, great, great.
Yeah, I'm
So
here. So there
basically,
must
I
be a
mean,
spot.
elections always
Yeah.
interesting in India. In India, yeah,
Yeah,
elections
which is
always
why I have a
interesting in India,
problem when I
but
have a
as
problem when
always,
Sandeep Bose
uh,
talks about one nation, one poll, because the whole fun of political reportage is with elections. Just imagine if there are no elections round the year, how boring it would be.
yeah,
I think Suhail, Seth, and in any case Sandeep are very boring people. So
I,
what can I say?
they are boring people. To coming to my show. I have a soft throat. I have a earache. Nobody passes by the school. All the other shows perfectly clean. The PA is perfect. Me, she's always got issues. She's always got an excuse. But thank you, Pallavi, so much for
Thank
joining for this
you.
quick live. I think I continue to say that the Gujarat election is kind of boring, guys. I hate to say it, but it is because I really do think that their course is to win. It's a foregone conclusion. The Congress is just not stepping up its game. It's too busy creating videos with background music of Rahul Gandhi's antics around the country. And that's great views. It's something we definitely love to talk about and we will talk about. But in terms of actually taking the Congress seriously, and this is sad because they are the principal opposition in both these states, Himachal and Gujarat. So they could actually put up a fight and do something which shows that they're still in the game. But increasingly, it looks like that they are being themselves sort of sidelining themselves. And like you said, Pallavi, a lot of the leaders of the Congress who will do well will possibly do well because they worked on it themselves. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back soon with a live and another topic. And see you soon, and thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, etc. Bye.